Okay, I'm going to call to order the Phoenix Urban Renewal Agency meeting of August 4th, 2025. Roll call, please.
Director Cambros? Here. Director Vermillion? Is absent. Director Muehlhofer?
Here.
Director Swatos? Here. Director Chester? Here. Director Dixon?
Here.
And Director Shunk?
Here.
We have a quorum.
Great, thank you very much. The next item is consent agenda. The only thing on it are the minutes to approve and file. Could I have a motion, please, unless someone has an objection and wants to pull them? Otherwise, a motion from someone to approve. Yes, on the consent agenda, 2A.
Yeah, I'd move that we approve the consent agenda.
Okay, do I have a second?
Yeah.
Thank you. Roll call.
Director Swatos?
Yes.
Director Dixon?
Yes.
Director Chester?
Yes.
Director Cambros?
Yes.
And Director Shunk?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Very good. Thank you very much. We'll move on to item 3, citizens heard on non-agenda items. Rosa, do we have anyone?
I do not believe so, not for
All
PHURA.
right, very good. Number 4, administrative, I do not know of any things. Number 5, public hearings, we do not have one. We move down to new business, commercial real estate broker recommendation. Mr. Paul Kay is representing the PHURA, the advisory committee, tonight, and will speak to the PHURA directors about the decision that was made the other day. And I turn it over to Mr. Kay.
Thank you, Paul Kay. I'm a member of Phoenix Urban Renewal Advisory Committee, and I have a recommendation for you from a decision by PHURA is a recommendation for your decision. The advisory committee was formed to bring a higher level of experience and sophistication in urban renewal property acquisitions and dispositions. And we need a real estate broker licensed to represent PHURA's interest. We put out a request for qualifications. We had 4 responses. We vetted them for experience primarily. And experience in terms of years ranged from each individual from 3 years to 26 years. Composite teams can come up to maybe 50 years, almost as many as my tenure. We interviewed the 4, and then we asked some follow-up questions. And then we made a clear selection. The tremor that you observe is Parkinson's. If I cross my arms, I'm not trying to shut you out. I'm just trying to dampen the emotion. So we initially asked them for a profile of their firm and the resume of individuals, their relevant experience and their approach and methodology. We also asked for references, and I admit we haven't checked references yet that I know of, but that will be a part of the contracting process. And incidentally, in the city council meeting that follows this, on the agenda is the hiring of the new city attorney. I hope you will take our recommendation and act on it and get to work with the new city attorney, and we can get busy. Our follow-up questions we asked them to differentiate what each team member would do when there was a collection rather than an individual. We asked for their schedule of fees. We asked if they were willing to commit to a 3-year independent contractor agreement. And we'll modify that with a clause of a termination clause, termination for cause, meaning they don't perform, or termination for convenience, meaning we're going to do something else. And we can have any reason or no reason at all. And we asked them to describe their experience or knowledge regarding land leases. And that's where somebody builds improvements and has a smaller cost of occupying the land. And then PHURA gets it back at the end of that lease, and the taxpayers get another opportunity to make some money instead of just spend some money or to subsidize the budget. So based on that, we had a unanimous recommendation to hire Mason, McKinney, and David Wright. They had the most experience and the mentor-protege relationship could serve us well with different personalities in negotiating purchases or sales. And so that is our recommendation. We hope, we ask for you to act on it this evening so we can get busy. Do you have any questions?
You have any questions? Yes, go ahead.
How much significant contact do they have outside the state in terms of attracting businesses or possible developers? Or did that come up?
We didn't ask that question. We focused on more relationship communication style, multi-agency coordination. And for some of them, the presumption is they have no experience with that because their focus was residential and didn't have sufficient experience in commercial.
Any other questions before I make some comments? Yes, go ahead, please, Nicole.
You said you focused primarily on experience, but then I'm just curious as to what made them stand out above the rest. Was there one thing that yeah.
I believe it's 26 years of experience by the mentor. 3 or 4 years by the protege, who was surprisingly intelligent. So we see that as a good team. But the experience initially with David Wright was property management, and then that grew into brokerage. And they were the only ones with experience with land leases, and they had multiple transactions with that. So they understand the vocabulary, have the sophistication for complex concepts.
Yeah, so feel comfortable moving forward.
And the runner-up was called the Catherine Rowe team, headed by Graham Thomas.
Yeah.
And assisted by Golden Fields is her last name. I forget her first name. I'm sorry.
Catherine Rowe.
Claire. And they would be a good team, but we felt that we had more experience and more sophistication in the one that we chose. But the runner-up would be Graham Thomas and Claire Golden Fields. And there with John L. Scott, the Mason, McKinney, and David Wright as Remax. And the one deficiency that they didn't know of is because they're associated with a national brand. When you go on their website, Phoenix, Oregon doesn't exist, and they need to do something about that. And the marketing efforts for this town will have its own website, of course, but it's got to be linked into the national as well and findable.
Okay, go ahead, Mike.
Paul,
Yes.
thanks to you and PHURA for doing all the legwork on this. I know this is a lot of hours behind the scenes. Thank you for that.
You're very welcome.
Yeah, you mentioned references, still need to check references. I'm curious if like a background check, a professional background check to look for any kind of fraud, bankruptcy, contractors liens against them, anything like that as a part of the process.
I think that's a very good idea.
Okay,
Yeah, I don't want to use, oh, it'll be okay as a due diligence.
yeah. It's easier to put in some legwork now than down the road.
Absolutely.
Well, thanks for the work on this.
You're very welcome.
Any other questions or comments? Okay, I just want to say I was there and the level of discussion was quite high. It was hard for me to make an input at the PHURA meeting. It was really, really excellent. We had a lot of professional people there. I think McKinney and Wright have worked with the Medford Urban Renewal Agency, and that's a plus. They've worked with various municipalities, a variety of redevelopment, and I was very impressed. Like Paul said, the team is really smart and outstanding, and we can't lose, I don't think. It's really a major link in the future redevelopment of Phoenix. So,
And may I add too,
Yeah.
our decision was unanimous. Do I see a question for?
I just, time is of the essence, right? This was something you wanted, the board wanted to happen right as quickly as we could, right?
I work as an entrepreneur. I want this done yesterday. I understand we have to have a public process and keep things legal, and I understand why and I support that. But yes, I'm impatient to get going.
okay, Eric?
No, I think, just to respond to a couple of questions, they provided a current license, so some of the issues that you would probably have concerns about would be part of the licensure process. So we'll dig into that a little bit more, but, and then I guess the only other thing was that we were recommending was to proceed ahead with a motion to approve, directing me to negotiate the agreement and move forward with the proposal or the recommendation is what we're looking at tonight. One of the things that I did want to mention that's kind of part of this is as well as the funding and the research that we've done so far in terms of a bond that would be required for the activities. And so we're getting good response back from our bond attorney and our bond representative. Got Alana working with me on that, and so that we'll have a process for that probably in the next month or two, in terms of as we move forward with the plan in terms of negotiating leases, those kind of things. And I did want to mention one other thing. You did talk about the attorney, which is a good thing. And they're actually coming tonight at the regular meeting. Jacqueline Bunick and Hannah Harding are going to be here for the council meeting, but they'll also serve a role as the attorney for PHURA. We used to have two separate attorneys, and with this process, we decided that we felt like one attorney made the most sense, most efficient way to do that. So anyway, that's the update on where we're at with projects.
Okay. You want to make another comment before we have a motion, Paul?
Available for meeting with the attorneys for the nuances of what we recommend to be articulated in some clauses.
Okay. Thanks.
I do believe, Rosa, you have everything written down that was mentioned at the PHURA meeting. So, but if you want to coordinate, please do, because we want to make sure you're correct that all of those things are in the contract that our new attorney will be reviewing. Yeah,
Yes.
very important.
Also, the Michael Shaw, we did a little bit of checking out background. I looked up each entity's Secretary of State filing and the laws, the Oregon Revised Statute in terms of how they're supposed to articulate who they are. And it is surprising how entities, business entities can be hiding in plain sight. It's really hard to determine who's who sometimes because of similar names that aren't the exact names. So there's some very careful work to be done in identification of who we're working with. And they, not the ones we chose, but another one had a little bit of explaining to do that was satisfactory. So with that, thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Paul. Really appreciate it. So we'd like to have a motion that, for to approve McKinney and Wright as the commercial brokers. And if someone would like to make that motion,
I'm going to make a motion to approve, would it be negotiations with McKinney and Wright?
correct.
Yeah.
I'll second.
All right.
Would authorize the director. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. We'll add that to it.
Very good. Okay, roll call.
Director Sweetos,
Yes.
Director Vermillion,
Yes.
Director Cambrose,
Yeah.
Director Chester,
Yes.
Director Dixon,
Yes.
and Director Schunk. Motion passes.
Very good. Thank you very much. It's a historic decision, I think, tonight. Another historic decision that we're making, and the fruits of that will be seen down the road. Thank you again, Paul Kay, for coming in. I do appreciate it. Okay, Executive Director PHURA, any other remarks?
I think I've already summarized.
All right.
Where we're at in the
Okay.
previous discussion,
Good.
so thank you.
Any other comments from the Board of Directors here going around the table? Nothing? All right, if not, we're adjourned. Thank you very much.
That's